Hello and welcome back to my channel. For those of you new around here, my name's Alex and I'm the founder of the Essex Allotment farm, which is a 4-season market garden growing organic vegetables direct to end consumer through veg box service and farmers markets. But today I'm at the brand new project, the Tin Roof Cafe in Malden, where I'm the consultant and lead on a brand new kitchen garden growing vegetables for their lovely cafeteria and restaurant. I'm here in Polytunnel A on the cafe site, and things are moving really quickly, and I've got loads to show you. Lots of groundworks has taken place. There's an exciting new composting area, and the first plantings have gone in here in Polytunnel A. So let's have a catch up. As soon as we're here, why don't we start in the polytunnels? Now, I'll stick up a picture or a video of what they looked like last time we had a look round, which was a couple of weeks ago. And as I said, things are moving really fast. One thing I should say straight off the bat is I definitely don't need this hoodie. Oh, just tap the mic. I'm sure that sounded great. I definitely don't need this hoodie and this hat in here, so I won't be spending too long in here. It's really warm. South is over my shoulder, so this long wall of the polytunnel gets hit by any sun that we're having this time of year. And it's warmed up really nicely. I haven't got thermometers in here yet, but the exciting thing is we have got our first plantings in there, and we'll have a look at those in more detail in a minute. I'll let you know what exactly we've put out. But as far as preparation and what's moved on so far, as I said, we had a thick layer of well-rotted horse manure laid down in November. That was to add nutrients and change the quality of the soil. And then just this week, we've had a 2-inch layer of what I'm calling finished compost. So completely finished compost and topsoil mix 50-50 laid on top, so we've got that nice fine surface to plant into. It also adds different nutrients. It's from a company called Field Compost. So I'm really pleased with how these have looked, and more importantly how these baby plants have taken to the ground. Let's have a little look in more detail. As I alluded to, the topsoil and compost mix has only been on the ground for about a week, and the plants themselves, grown in plugs in the greenhouse, have only been in the ground for a few days. But what I can notice, being the one that's planted them, is that they've already started to put on additional leaf growth already, especially the little turnip plugs. And I'll cut to a close-up of that now, because I'm getting good at the editing part of being a YouTuber. Oh, being a YouTuber, that sounds awful, but you get what I mean. But yes, we planted about 50 plugs of each as a bit of a test, really. There was some early indications in October of maybe some mice activity in here, but that doesn't seem to have been an issue again since. With all the disruption and all the building works going on, it looks like most of that, or that has deterred most of the pests for now. But as I showed you up close, we've got 4 rows, 50 plugs of each, and they were radish, snowball turnips, a green lettuce variety, and a Chinese mustard. And I'm really happy with how they've started. The second polytunnel, we've got 2 here, just dodging the door, is exactly the same. So if I get out of shot and focus that, we've done exactly the same here, but we haven't planted anything in it yet. So thick layer of manure, followed by a top dressing of topsoil and compost mix. And this one will end up being our tomato, cucumber, chili, aubergines mainly. But again, like the other one, we'll be trying to squeeze in a catch crop before it comes time to plant those. Planting anything is exciting, but by far the most exciting thing that's happened in the last week since I did the look round video is this area here. Now, you'll have seen, if you were quick and you were paying attention, this is a brand new composting bay area that's been built based on a design that I gave the carpenters here. And I'm so excited about this. I can't describe, and those that follow me on Instagram will know how excited I got when I turned up and this had been built. So this was one of the first designs I gave them, and like all things when it comes to building works, the cafe took priority. And I kind of forgot about it, or sort of stopped chasing it. And then I turned up one day and it had been done, and I was over the moon. So I'll just show you in a little bit of detail what it is that I designed and that they've knocked up, and how we're going to use it here at the cafe. But look at it, just look at it. It's an absolute thing of beauty. So what we've gone for here is a 5-bay composting system. They're 1.2 meters by 1.2 meters by 1.2 meters tall. We've gone for cladding to protect, that's the black stuff that you can see, to protect the back wall or the fence that they're up against. They're sealed in with no gaps on 3 sides. So we've got cladding dividers, and the end walls, which I will zoom in and have a look at in a minute, are slightly thicker to give them some stability. By far the best feature of these is these front walls here. Let me see if I can get you a better view. Yep, there we go. They're slatted all the way down for easy access, easy turning and filling. And just like a lot of other gardeners out there, we'll be using the system where we fill one up and turn it into the next one, and we'll work down the line, and we hope to make some real quality compost here on site. As I said, it's a 5-bay system, and I talked about the black cladding and dividing all the way around. But the additional feature that we designed here is this wall here. So it looks different to the black cladding that's in between here and these black dividing walls, and that is because this one can be removed as 2 all the way down, and that gives us the ability to make a much larger bay by taking all the slats out of that middle section here all the way down, and creates a double bay here, which in theory will be 2.4. The front slats are nice and sturdy, but quite thin and light because they'll be in and out, in and out. And like I said, the end walls much thicker. I'm not a carpenter, so I can't tell you the sizing. And this dividing wall for bays 1 and 2 is nice and thick as well, with big concreted in posts. And as long as how I get my bit right, i.e. adding the right amounts of greens and browns, scraps from the restaurant, etc., there's nothing stopping us making amazing compost for years to come. And as I said, that's by design. Not just the design of the thing, but having a compost-based system is by design, because the cafe, restaurant and bakery wants to create, as best it can, a closed-loop system, growing as much vegetables on site as it can, but also dealing with as much of the waste that it produces as it can. So it's going to have a coffee shop area. Some of the bonus things that we'll have is obviously all the food scraps from the cafe and restaurant area, food scraps from the bakery. There's going to be a big coffee area selling specialist coffees, which will produce tons of used coffee grounds, as well as all the materials that the veg production will produce. Sorry, I had a mind block there, but yeah, along with all of the scraps and waste that the kitchen garden itself produces, within this composting based system, we should really be able to produce lots and lots and lots of top quality homemade compost and create that closed loop system that the cafe wants it to be. There's still quite a lot of groundworks going on. So little things like, originally this was grassed all the way back up to the back of the polytunnels, and I kind of said it needs to have gravel pathway. We haven't got the strawberry plants in down the side of the tunnel yet, again because they're doing works on the pathway behind. I can give you a little shot actually, just quickly, of what the finished pathways will look like. So this is what the groundworkers have got them currently looking like. They're doing the prep, and that's to lay the shingle on top. So all our paths will be finished with this light coloured shingle, and it will give a really neat and tidy finish. As far as the outside beds go, nothing has changed or moved on in the bottom two. They're still very, very wet, so we're going to give them a little bit more of a chance to dry before we're doing anything else. In these top ones where we've got this test garlic in, we've added the finishing compost to the top. It still needs raking out, but again, exactly the same process as the polytunnels. But there's no rush for this one necessarily. There's no point in walking on these beds while they're still really sodden. So we've put the soil on, we've raked around the edges where we can use the paths. And when hopefully with some sunnier weather coming next week, towards the end of next week, we can get in there and rake that all off, and there'll be nice finished beds ready to plant into. I did an update video in the greenhouse, so we're not going to go into there today. Plus a lady called Beth's working in there doing the house plants for in the actual cafe. They're just borrowing a bit of space. So this is where I'm going to end the video. Thanks so much for joining me with this catch up. I hope you're enjoying the process, and I'll catch you later in the week when I do the next one. Bye bye.